Hello, and welcome to another quick custom variations guide for Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. This guide is going to be focused around Sub-Zero, my boy. Now, I feel like Sub-Zero, with this build, might be top 5 in the game. He might be one of the best characters in the game, especially online. He is going to be even more of a monster than he already was. I'm already seeing some Sub-Zeros rampage through Combat League. This character is nutty since the patch. Custom variations being a lot to do with it. Now I see a lot of people being like, oh, obviously one of the moves that you're going to want is Creeping Ice. You're going to want the safety of Creeping Ice. And you're going to want the enhanced ice ball so you can combo off of your overhead and do 50-50s, right? Well, a lot of people are ignoring the fact that Rising Ice exists. And this move, while it is very tricky to use, I haven't labbed combos with this move extensively yet. I will give a warning. But this allows combos, especially in the corner, but also mid-screen. That just do tons of damage for Sub-Zero. They don't have the same scaling that Ice Ball has. They're really swaggy, really cool. You can spend 2 bars in a combo plus an Ice Ball in the corner to get really long swag combos that do great damage. Just this tool is great, right? And it's very important to this variation because it still allows you to get those mid-screen and corner 50-50s, but it makes them hurt a hell of a lot more. We'll get into that, and I'll give you some references for more combos that you can check out. Since I won't be showing a ton, this is just kind of an overview. Essentially, we picked Creeping Ice as well for safety. Like I mentioned earlier, the expected reason. You can do a safe overhead. This has some caveats. Certain characters can... Obviously, this can be flawless blocked, in case you're not aware. The second hit of Creeping Ice re-stomps can be flawless blocked, and some characters can just nullify this. They can, like, jump in between the initial hit and the enhance. But we're not really talking about that, extensive punishment guide or anything. Just, we're picking this move and this variation so we still have a safe overhead low 50-50. And we can get people off of us in situations where we would be very minus in their face, -7 here. Let's go for this. Very similar to Noob Saibot Slide, which I talked about in another one of my guide videos. You can use this to enhance stagger pressure in a way, like off of back 3, back 3-2, back 3-2, and then sometimes you can end in Creeping Ice for a bar. That's a massive amount of pushback and chip, and then sometimes you can just end this and maybe go for a cheeky throw, forward throw, put it in Oki range of their of your forward 2, etc. This move is just really good. It was a prime variation move that a lot of people were picking the setup variation for specifically, not even for the ice trap, for this move. So I definitely think that that's worthy pick on this variation. And finally, I picked Air Polar Axe. This slot is a little bit more open to interpretation. I just wanted Air Polar Axe so I have that added that added zoning game against characters who want to flit around the mid-screen with maybe more range than Sub-Zero, and to help against zoning characters like Kitana, Cetrion, etc. Gives you an air option with a great angle on it. It's a mid-projectile. Regular Ice Ball, is a high. And while it does create great trades against some zoning characters, without Enhanced Ice Ball, you do lose the ability to make the Ice Ball a mid that goes very, very fast and that eats other projectiles. So while you can still trade with this, opponents can duck it. The Ice Ball doesn't travel as fast, so it's more reactable. And, without it being a mid and without it eating projectiles, this is a lot less useful for winning trading wars without it being Enhanced Ice Ball. But again, I don't think an Enhanced Ice Ball is worth picking over having Creeping Ice and Rising Ice in the same variation. So we just opt to pick the air axe here for a little bit more option from a range. You could also pick like the icicle barrage for chip out potential, perhaps if you want to chip people out. There's a couple other moves you could put in there that are one slot, but I've decided that I wanted more neutral play with the polar axe to help with zoning. So with these three moves, the main focus is obviously the rising ice. That is the showstopper of the variation. It is the only one that wasn't available before customs were a thing, and this is what really allows Sub-Zero to get going. So it can be comboed off of both his overhead and his low starter, both mid-screen and in the corner. And it allows him to get more damage than he would off of Enhanced Ice Ball with the overhead or with the low. So you're getting more damage. Now, I have some example combos here. Let's just jump right into this. This is an overhead combo, and as you can see, not only is it a swaggy combo, we get 31% for 1 bar off of the overhead. The low actually does more damage, but the combo that I've recorded here is going to do less, because as you can see, I don't get a jump in here. I don't do the jump too. These combos, like I said, I haven't labbed, and they're hard. So it's actually very tricky to cancel into jump 2 off of this. See how I whiffed it the first time? There's a specific timing you need to practice, and I just wanted to get this video kind of out there. So I didn't have that recording with the optimal damage. It would be about 33% off of the low and 31% off of the overhead if you manage to get that first jump in there. You could also start with Ice Ball to make the combos easier, jump in, and do stand 2-1. That's another thing you can do with Rising Ice is mid-screen off of a stand 2 punish. You can do stand 2-1 into Rising Ice, and that will combo for damage. It does not hit from max range of stand 2. So if we hit stand 2-1, say it's not going to hit from max range of stand 2-1, but it does hit from point blank stand 2-1 on a punish, or if you like dash up into it, or if you jump in into it. So just keep that in mind. It also can stand off, or combo off of stand 3. I don't know why you really would, but it can. This move is just really good. Like I said, I didn't record the perfect optimal, but it does get more damage off of low. You get 33% if I don't miss that first jump in there. And this is probably not even an optimal combo. This is just something I came up with. There are probably better ones. And in fact, I know where to send you, excuse me, if you want to see more. If you look up MK Tom Brady, and no, not Tom Brady like the football player, but MK Tom Brady on YouTube, you can find Tom's channel. He is a Sub-Zero main, and he, as far as I know, has done extensive research into Rising Ice and its combos and potential. And I think he has some videos that you can watch for optimal combos with this move. He would be the one to check out. I definitely haven't labbed it yet, although I plan on probably researching into it and making a combo video in the future when I have the time, because I think this move has really swaggy combos that are really cool, especially the ability to spend 2 bars in the corner, because you can enhance it twice and it will catch the opponent multiple times. I don't even know what kind of combo I can get here being bad, but like you can enhance it twice, and the opponent always gets launched a really good ways up in the air, so it allows for some fancy shit. That's obviously not even close to optimal. I do know that I've heard that combos in the corner with this can reach a normalized level of about 35 to 40% for 1 to 2 bars, and can go in upwards of 48 to even 60% in the corner, depending on how many bars and what crushing blows you're spending. Even 70, even break 70 if the opponent breaks away at the wrong time and you punish them. So this is an absolutely it makes Sub-Zero a damage powerhouse. That is what this move does. And if you lab into this move, you're going to be able to do awesome combos that look and feel cool, that get you net damage. And that's the one thing Sub-Zero was really missing. He already had the 50-50s, but the thing he was missing off of those 50-50s was damage. Now, it's still an unsafe overhead and low. This move is death on block, so if you do the overhead, you still have to commit, right? So you do overhead into Rising Ice, you're still going to die for it if they guess right. Low, obviously, you can hit confirm, right? So you can check if they're going to block it or not. But even with it still being death on block, the point is not that it's death. It's that unlike the Enhanced Ice Ball, even though you're losing like zoning potential and utility and even anti-zoning utility, what you're gaining is making every single touch of your 50-50 do over 30%. And you can do it multiple times because it'll cost 1 bar. So as soon as they land on the ground and have to play the Oki game, if you guess right on their next wake up option or whatever and they guess wrong, they're taking another 30%, etc. It's fantastic damage. You still have all the things you can do with a normal ice ball for combos. You still have the re-stand potential of like keeping them grounded, maybe going for a throw. You still have that kind of stuff available. You just get way more damage. You can also do ice ball first. Your combos will do less damage, but you can do ice ball first and then kind of like go for rising ice in the middle of a combo. But it will scale harder because of ice ball, so I recommend starting with rising ice whenever you can. This is just a super good move, and I think it makes Sub-Zero top 5 because it makes him disgusting as a mix-up monster. Every touch is going to make you extremely scared to guess wrong again on the next move, because Sub-Zero, unlike a lot of the mix-up characters in this game, most of the time when you play mix-up characters, if you're trying to do a 50-50 of some sort, you're usually going to get less of a reward than if the opponent guesses right. So if you guess right, usually you get like 15 to 25%, and that's it. And the opponent, depending on who they're playing, if they're playing a combo character especially, they're going to get, 30, 40% of your life for guessing right, whereas you would have got half that. But now, Sub-Zero is getting the exact same amount that you would get if you guessed right, so it's an even trade, which makes him terrifying to fight against, especially online where his overhead is far less reactable, and the overhead low situations are far harder to block. You're going to catch newbies online all the time with this, I believe. It will be the bane of Combat League. I'm calling it now. This definitely scares me to fight against if I was to go up against the Sub-Zero with this setup. The other two moves are kind of just flavor. This is great for defense, and the third move is just whatever you want, but this move is definitely the star of the show, because it just turns Sub-Zero into a true mix-up machine, very MKX style almost. But yeah, again, check out MK Tom Brady if you would like to see some optimal combos right now for Rising Ice, if you'd like to get that going. There isn't too much, it's pretty straightforward. This is why I'm kind of like looping myself a little bit here. It's just a combo move that makes the already dangerous character more dangerous. Because every touch is suddenly death, When you could lose 40% of your life off every touch in the corner. That's truly something. Plus, I mean, I almost forgot to mention this, you're obviously getting the 50-50 now. Off of a variation that doesn't have to have shoulder charge, because shoulder charge is weirdly bad. I don't really understand why they added that move. You now have slide back. So you regain this kind of neutral, like, fuck it button. A great 11 frame punish for so many moves in the game. Super fast, low profiles. You can do it from crouch state. And you keep the crushing blow for enhancing it, so you could spend 2 bars in some of your Rising Ice combos to start loading up. You do great damage and load up on that crushing blow. You could keep unbreakable damage, although it's still very low. If you really need to keep unbreakable damage, you can still, you can still go for unbreakable kind of stuff. That's 27% unbreakable off a jump in right there. So it's not, those unbreakable combos won't be anything you didn't already have, but it's the utility. It's the fact that you have the option to have unbreakable damage that's good, breakable damage that's fantastic. And I should probably mention this as well. A lot of people say that one of the reasons why they prefer the Enhanced Ice Ball to Rising Ice is because if the opponent breaks away, you lose so much damage, right? They're like, you lose so much damage compared to the Enhanced Ice Ball. Well, if you do it right off of Rising Ice, if I do this correctly, again, I haven't practiced this, but you can clip them with the jump and then the down 2 like that. So if you lap this, you can clip them with a jump 2, call out that they're going to break away, or even just react, kinda. You can kinda react if you're fast. And then dash forward down 2, like micro dash down 2. and you're going to get 25% on that breakaway, and then you're at frame advantage in their face, and they have no wake-up options, which again means that you kept a bar, you only spent a bar on the Rising Ice. They have to deal with that same mix-up of overhead low, or even a throw, which then loops into the same situation again before they even get their bar back. It can loop like 2 times before they get their bar back. They have to deal with that Oki situation because they broke away. And they took 25%, and then that's going to be followed with another 30. Another over 30. So I don't see why people would want the enhanced ice ball instead, because, oh, unbreakable damage. You still get that unbreakable damage in this variation. It's definitely less. And you can't do it off of the overhead, sure, because this won't combo. But even if they do break away, they're putting themselves in an objectively worse situation because of the fact that you can get so much damage without them having it like any kind of wake-up options. On top of that, if they don't break away, you're getting 27%. If they end up like trying to fake you out and you guess wrong, you do the down 2, you're still getting 27%. That's nothing to slouch at. So you don't really lose too much in this situation. There's no really losing in this situation. So I just wanted to point that out too. I feel like this move definitely makes Sub-Zero a monster. I'm scared to fight him. I don't really have a second Sub-Zero build, besides just interchanging maybe like the Icicle Barrage, like I said, for Chip Out, instead of Air Polar Axe, but this is definitely what I think is like one of the strongest Sub-Zero variations. If not the strongest. And I don't really have any other ones just because I feel like this is the complete package. This is Sub-Zero now. Please tell me what guys think. Like I said, please go check out MK Tom Brady, show him love and support. He's a much bigger channel than me, but if anyone hasn't heard of him that wants to learn Sub-Zero stuff that might watch this, definitely go check him out for anything Sub-Zero related. He's really good with Sub-Zero. He's been a Sub-Zero main since forever, basically. Big player in MK9. So you can definitely learn the optimal Rising Ice combos. I will be practicing with them later on so that I can make combo videos and stuff with them, since I think they're so cool. But yeah, everyone fear for your lives, because, like I said, Combat League Sub-Zero I think is going to be even scarier than he was before. I am terrified to deal with this kind of damage every time that I get hit with that 50-50 and guess wrong. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.